What's the scariest disease you've heard of? Prion diseases can go back to the deepest pits of Tartarus where they came from. Dementia, and because you basically sit back and watch as it slowly starts to eat away at you, but there's nothing you can do. Alzheimer's disease. With memories effectively making you who you are to a certain degree, I can't begin to imagine losing them all, and not knowing who my family is. ALS. You just get to chill while your body starts to fail you. You become more and more of a burden to those around you. Slowly lose the ability to walk, feed yourself, bathe. Then one day you can't get up at all. Then you can't talk. You barely move your head at all, but you can't still think. You can see your family suffering, watching you slowly deteriorate. It's a nightmare for all involved. Glioblastoma MTF killed my wife 16 months. DIPG isn't mentioned here. It's a type of brainstem cancer that most commonly impacts 5 to 7-year-old kids, but can affect anybody from toddlers to young adults. You get it, you die. There is no other cancer like it. It's the only childhood cancer with a and LT, 1% 5-year survival rate, and you slowly lose all function because of it. Fatal insomnia and rabies. Trigeminal neuralgia, aka suicide disease. It is nicknamed suicide disease because the pain is so allegedly so unbearable many opt for just killing themselves instead of living with it. Fatal familial insomnia is still the worst one I've heard of. Only good thing you can say about rabies is that once symptoms develop, you'll die pretty quickly. With FFI, it can take months, or even years, to die, and you won't be able to sleep the entire time. Alzheimer's/dementia scares me a lot too. Huntington's disease. It's ALS, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's all wrapped up in one unavoidable and incurable disease once you have been diagnosed. Worst of all, it's slow and hits you in the prime of your life, usually around your 40s to 50s. Sepsis. My aunt got hit with sepsis about a year ago. Was totally fine, out having lunch and laughing with friends on Thursday. Was dead by Saturday morning. We'll never know what caused it. It happened so quickly, they were never able to determine the source. It could be as simple as a cut on your finger that gets infected. Kuru disease. Years ago, when cannibalism was a thing in Papua New Guinea, a lot of citizens were dying from this disease. Basically, it's caused by the ingestion of a weird amount of folded proteins. In Papua New Guinea, they used to have the tradition to cook and eat deceased family members. I don't remember why. Women and kids were the ones most likely to have this disease since they were the ones who consumed the brain organ with a lot of folded proteins. This was almost epidemic since people who were infected would also, once they're dead, be eaten, spreading the disease to other people. It was completely fatal. Addison's disease. It causes low cortisol levels, and you could die from literally being stressed out or catching a cold. People who have it have to be on steroids for life. If something was to happen and they couldn't take their meds, they can die within 2 days for extreme cases of adrenal crisis. Munchausen by proxy, especially in mothers, and I think it's worse because of social media. I knew a woman who had a kid my son's age. She put this kid through hell all for likes and sympathy from strangers on the internet. She eventually killed the child. This was over a decade ago, and it still bothers me. She was in our social circle, so not friends, but we knew her and her kid. SIDS. I don't even have kids, but the idea that you can have a baby and then it just dies for no apparent medical reason is terrifying. That disease that turns your bones to stone and you have to choose whether to sit or stand permanently for the rest of your life.